The world of conservative influencers and drama goes hand in hand. Drama never stops in conservative influencer world, and there's no better evidence of that than the past 24 to 48 hours when we saw Milo expose the alleged affair between Sarah Stock and Elijah Schaefer. To fully understand the drama that's going on here, you got to know some background. And I'll give you a quick speed run, the Jack Mack speed run. Elijah Schaefer, he runs this conservative media company called Rift TV. He has over 800,000 followers on Twitter. He's not as big on other platforms, but he's a conservative media talking head. He goes to all the conferences. He's been featured on a billion shows. He's not huge like a Tucker Carlson, but he's definitely known within the conservative media world. The success of the Rift TV is questionable at best. It seemed like it was doing okay on Rumble. It did better than on YouTube and other platforms. Makes sense though, because that's the audience that the Rift TV wants. Elijah has made a video as recently as 5 days ago on Rumble. So, it was still in business. 2 months ago, Elijah Schaefer was actually sued by Kash Patel's girlfriend for insinuating that she was a Mossad agent, a honeypot to working for the Israeli government and getting to Kash Patel. I'm sure you've seen the memes, but he actually got sued for this, and he put up a GoFundMe saying, hey, can you guys support me? This is a brutal attack on my free speech, saying that it was an obvious joke. For the past 5 days or so since Elijah made his last video, he's been tweeting really weird. It's been hard to describe. He's been putting out statements about his car. It got stolen, and that his kids and wife he can't find, they've been taken from him, and that there was a gun found in his car and the FBI put it there, and it will all come out in a trial. And people were really, really concerned. There was even an insinuation from one individual that he had killed his wife and kids. Before we continue, and we'll get to his wife and kids soon. Not kids, obviously, but his wife soon. The wife and kids are fine. But there was this tweet that was insinuating that he killed them. And he responded to this, denied it, saying this is defamation. I would never do that. Now, after Elijah found his car, he posted this photo of him in the impound lot, and he's on the hood of the car with his thumbs up and smiling. And this is in the midst of him telling us that he doesn't know where his wife or kids are. So a lot of people are saying, hey, why are you smiling? This is not a time to smile, Elijah. But this was when people started to realize this is a little weird. While this was all going on with the car and Elijah talking about his kids, his wife, Milo puts out this crazy thread. And it's texts with Elijah and with Sarah Stock, who in the thread, Milo alleges that Elijah Schaefer and Sarah Stock had an affair and were together for a while. We'll get into all those details. But Milo puts out this thread that has millions of views now. And in it, he says, hey, there's going to be a dossier about you. I've seen it. It's going to expose everything. Your drinking problems, your drug issues. You need to go to rehab right now. It's not even just a move for your own health, but it will save your career, and potentially you will be able to see your kids again, because at this point you will not. Your wife filed for divorce. Then you tried to one-up her and file for divorce in Florida. I guess where Elijah's wife filed for divorce, it doesn't become public. And if Elijah did in Florida, then it looks publicly like he filed for divorce. But anyways, Milo puts this out and the world just gets lit on fire. Now, who's Milo and Sarah Stock? Let's start with Milo. Milo is honestly one of the first conservative influencers in the internet era. He was huge in 2015, 2016, before he got canceled in 2017. He was on, I think, Joe Rogan, and said, this was crazy. Milo Yiannopoulos is his name. And he kind of was defending a relationship between a 13-year-old boy and an older man, saying that that could be consensual. He kind of disappeared, and he's come back recently. He worked with Kanye at one point. Milo is incredibly controversial. Has said everything under the sun. He says he's an ex-gay. I don't know if he's still gay. Milo Yiannopoulos, you could do a 3-hour video on Milo. And I bring this all up about Milo because we're about to go through the Twitter thread, and I want you to know that, and I'll bring this up a few times, he may not be the most trustworthy guy in the world, but there are video voice recordings of Sarah Stock on the phone, and it appears as if at least maybe the baseline of this is true. It's all alleged. It does come from Milo Yiannopoulos' mouth. He does like to stir the pot. He is an attention whore. So I need to put that out there. Now let's get into Sarah Stock. Sarah Stock's a younger female conservative influencer. She's been in Jubilee videos. She's been in a billion conservative shows. She's been on that show where they interview a bunch of OnlyFans girls, and there's one that kind of a normal person. She was the normal woman that was a virgin and not like the OnlyFans girls. She's been around the block. She's said a lot of crazy things. She's been quote tweeted and ratioed into oblivion a billion times. Sarah Stock, and as I'm showing you photos of her, you may recognize her. And she actually was involved in a big conservative online drama beef after she posted her engagement ring. People were saying it was too small, and that was Emily Wilson, and then others attacked Emily Wilson. Emily Wilson went at the other conservative influencers. I actually did a video on that. If you want to go watch it, you can go find it on TikTok, Instagram. She gets married to a guy that wasn't really known. He wasn't in the conservative influencer world. And Sarah was known just for continuing on what she was doing. She was doing videos, and she was kind of considered this, like the trad wife. She made videos about being a trad wife. We'll get into all of the old taste exposed in a bit at the end of this video. But she was considered kind of the young, conservative, attractive influencer girl that got married young. The picture child of the movement, that you can be young, hot, and get married and start having kids so young. That's how you're supposed to do it. And then all of this came out. Funny enough, Elijah Schaefer actually replied to Sarah Stock's photo when she posted her ring, saying, "I won and got engaged." He said, "Congrats from the team at The Rift TV. The haters were wrong again." And now we're in the midst of a video where I'm explaining how their affair before this engagement was exposed by Milo Yiannopoulos. Now, we haven't heard anything from Elijah. Sarah Stock has released a statement today from her Twitter, which she said, "A lot of what has been said about me is completely untrue. That being said, there are mistakes, unwise decisions I have made that I deeply regret. I apologize to everyone who has been scandalized by this. Please pray. Logging off now." Now, before she logged off, she went into her replies and hid a tweet. Why are you hiding tweets? Everyone just goes in and then just quote tweets it. She hid a reply that said, "Your husband should get lifetime alimony and more than half of your shit." And that had 6.4 thousand likes. And then Sarah decided not only to log off, but delete her Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. She has her personal Instagram still up at this time, but I wouldn't be shocked if that's taken down soon as well. Now let's get to Milo's allegations. I have the thread here in front of me and on my computer, so pardon me if it looks like I'm looking at my phone. But Milo tweeted yesterday, in February 2025, Sarah Stock and Elijah Schaefer began sleeping together. The affair ended the day she got engaged, about 6 months later. In that time, they experienced multiple pregnancy scares. It is alleged by one former acquaintance that Sarah got at least one abortion. Again, this is all alleged. Then Milo says Stock and Schaefer had sex on the day they met at the CPAC conference. And these are one of these big conferences like the Turning Point USA conference. A lot of freaky shit goes down there. It's kind of crazy. I've heard a lot of stories. Of course, I'm not going to say them because that would get me sued. But yeah, just know at these conservative influencer conference like CPAC, some crazy stuff goes. I mean, I don't want to say crazy because it's probably nothing. They're not like huge orgies or anything, but they're not all buttoned up like really goody two shoes conferences. They get after it, all right? In recordings of Stock confessing the affair, she claims large amounts of alcohol were involved. They told each other they loved one another. Elijah told her he was thinking of leaving his wife for her. Stock's husband has met Schaefer many times but did not know about their sexual relationship when he proposed. And this recording, Stock can be heard admitting to the affair, adding that she does not plan to tell her husband about it. This recording it's a 45-minute phone conversation. I'm not sure with who, but she talks about the night that they did hook up and that she had a rash, and he told her to take Benadryl, and then they started drinking. And she wasn't really saying this, but kind of alleging that, hey, Elijah got me too drunk and knew that the Benadryl would get me more drunk. And then that was the night that they allegedly had sex. So Stock alleges that Schaefer got me very intoxicated, that she does not remember all the events of the evening. She adds that he gave her Benadryl, ostensibly for a rash, but perhaps also to get her further intoxicated. She drank a bunch of shots and blacked out. Milo goes on to say, when Elijah met Stock's husband, Schaefer kissed him on the forehead in the manner of a priest. That's crazy. If true, Elijah Schaefer's affair with Sarah Stock will come as a surprise to some observers, many of whom are convinced that Schaefer is, or at least was, gay. So Milo's putting everything in here. Others regard him as a cookie-cutter drunk and womanizer. Both groups are correct. Milo goes on to say there are too many examples of outrageous hypocrisy to list, but here's the kind of thing Stock was posting online while she was near weekly and for 6 months cheating on her boyfriend with Elijah Schaefer. It is not known whether she insisted her husband wait for marriage. And then he included a photo of Sarah saying, "I'm officially Catholic, Ave Christus Rex." And it said that we do know if she made him wait, she did, because Sarah Stock's husband believed he was marrying a virgin. That's what she told him, or at least allowed him to believe. What we don't know is how she explained not being intact on the big. So here, these are it's like Milo is. This man's a showman. He's not just reporting stuff. He is that's a crazy thing to say. I didn't even realize what I was reading. It was almost a live reaction. The last part. When I read that on the night, if she was he's a flamboyant gay man. This is a man that likes a show. So I don't know if I can believe him. But there are, as I showed you, there are video recordings of Sarah discussing the first night that they had alleged sex with, or that appears that it was at CPAC. After years of infidelity, insensible drunken rants, abuse, and even being falsely implicated in felonies, Schaefer's wife filed for divorce in Texas in January. Worried about his mainly public image, Schaefer filed in Florida so he could pretend he had instigated the divorce. I mentioned this earlier. Milo goes on to talk about Rift TV. I kind of speculated that the company wasn't doing well. He raised money for a new endeavor, Rift TV, at a $5 million valuation, including one investment of over $250,000. But that money is already gone, as are the staff. Rift TV is insolvent, heading for bankruptcy. Now, what's next? Elijah Schaefer's life is pretty much ruined. I won't even say pretty much. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to put it back together. This is tough. His wife divorced him. Don't know if he'll ever get custody of his kids again. His company's insolvent. Online dossier has been posted about him. More stuff might come out. Old tweets of his are going viral, including one where there was a white man and a black woman dancing together with their kids. And he said, producing children this genetically dissimilar than you isn't a flex. You know what is a flex? Being able to spend time with your kids. And I think that family, both the parents, can still spend time with their kids. So another tweet of his that is going viral is one from November 2024. Nothing brings me more joy than being able to have my wife stay home to raise my 2 young boys. Every man knows this is his ultimate goal. Owning a Lambo and a Rolex is cool, but having beautiful children is priceless. Seeing my wife be home with them is everything I worked for. There are also some tweets of Elijah, half of his face and then half of Epstein's face. And it says, you can kill the man, not the idea. Sarah Stock is not getting off scot-free either. Some people have brought up her time on the Whatever podcast where she discussed being a virgin. There's a photo of her with the Pope, and her husband. People are saying that's making a mockery of Catholicism. I think seemed like an event where there was a bunch of couples. I don't know if that's common where like the Pope marries a bunch of people at once, but yeah, that tweet has been going viral. Photos of that. Some people are feeling bad for Sarah Stock's current husband. A tweet that went viral says, handsome, rich, tall, wealthy family, old money. Still, she cheated on him until the engagement. What do women even want? Why are they so evil? It's a pretty mean tweet, but yeah. The timeline is, so she got engaged August 2025. It appears that her and Elijah first met and got together February 2025. Now, Milo is saying that relationship continued weekly until the engagement. Don't know if that's true, but a lot of people are running with the idea that it is true. Another old taste exposed is a video of Sarah Stock's Instagram story from some point over the past year. And it says, trad wives do exist. The tweet says, Sarah Stock 2025 argues you can be a trad wife in the modern world because tradition is timeless. And then one of her YouTube videos was titled, How to Ignore the Feminist Hags and Get Married Young. No word yet on what will happen with Sarah Stock and her husband. I was going to say, I hope it works out for them, but I don't know. I don't know. I do feel bad for the husband. The story that I don't know what Milo's saying is fact or fiction, but him saying that Elijah Schaefer kissed her husband on the forehead like the Pope, that's insane. I think if I saw that and I was his friend, I'd be like, what was that? Who does that guy think he is? It sounds like Elijah Schaefer was moving like he was top G, top dog. And I'm not saying Andrew Tate. I mean, just in general. Like, he was the leader of the conservative world. This guy was not really that popular. People don't know who he is. Charlie Kirk was probably a million times more known than him. There's people that are like don't even have that many more followers than him, are much more known than him. And he was moving crazy. Yeah, those political conferences, the conservative ones, they're crazy if you go to them and you're expecting it to be goody two-shoes. It's kind of like, people say, oh, your girl, like your friends my girl went on a girls trip to Miami, it's over. If your girlfriend goes on a girls trip to CPAC or like Turning Point USA, it's over. Okay? Nothing good is going on over there. Trust me. And yeah, Elijah Schaefer seems like a pretty bad guy. Milo, I can't believe I'm still saying Milo's name in 2026. I thought he disappeared forever. I really did, but he kind of popped back up over the past few years or so. And then Sarah Stock. I think Sarah Stock is one she'll have to redo it. I don't know if she'll have anything in media, but I think she'll be fine. It stinks, though, because she made such a big name of herself in media, but she'll be fine. So will the other husband. He'll just divorce her. Theoretically, I don't know if that's going to happen. Sarah, yeah. Elijah's the biggest loser here, without a doubt. I'm telling you, the conservative world of influencers is very drama-driven. It's just like high school. I know it's probably the same on the left, but on the right, there's just there's some crazy stuff going on. And I don't know even the half of it, but the half of what I do know, I know it's insane. And this is further proof. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please leave a comment. I'm going to try to do more of these. Take some time to produce, but it's worth it, especially for longer stories like this. And yeah, be careful out there, guys and gals. Yeah, maybe it can be kind of like a Hallmark conservative movie, and Sarah Stock's not ex-husband, but current husband gets with Elijah Schaefer's ex-wife kind of thing, but they probably won't want to do that. Yeah, no, it's a tough world out there, especially if you're putting everything online and then you mess up. But it seems like this Elijah Schaefer guy wasn't just messing up; he was messing up a lot. He was messing up a lot. But yep, we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed.